So with the Egypt retreat coming up, sister, I wanted to talk about our intentions for the retreat, which is the most important, right? In everything that we do in life, lead with intention. It's all about intention. So let's dive into where our heart's at.
Yeah. All
Okay.
right. And like you were saying, I think that I feel that this is a very intense time. That's the word. I'm going to say intense because it can be intensely beautiful and opening, or it can be intensely like restrictive and like kind of beating us down. And I feel like this is kind of in a collective. And there's a lot going on in the seen, but there's a lot going on in the unseen, in the energetic realms. And people do not have the vocabulary and the mindfulness and the awareness to actually talk about it, or even to understand it within ourselves sometimes, it
Sometimes
goes,
it can't be explained.
we don't know what we don't know. And this like, and I feel that that is exactly relative to our journey, to embarking on this journey, because it's like, we don't know what we don't know, but somehow, some way, you got a calling, I got a calling this time and this way. And it's just this like, hey, we don't know. And as soon as we made the decision and the opening in our energy and our commitment to go and hey, who else wants to go on this journey? Like this is it, because it's like, it's not about, oh, I want to do this journey so that we make on this amount of money. It was like, first and foremost is like, I want to do this journey because it's speaking to my heart. It's speaking to my soul in a massive way. So what does that mean? I don't know, but let's go find out. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have the same, and it's like some other people are like, oh my God, Egypt's been calling me too. Like, yeah, I don't know. We don't know. But and then as we made that commitment, there is like things unfolding. Like all of a sudden I got gifted a past life, like my whole download. And it's like, whoa. And I actually like that, it hit my heart so much. I was bawling. I was like, whoa. And then it's like all of a sudden these things start to like come to me, these videos, these clips of, oh, well, here's this interview of how and who formulated the Great Pyramid and like why they made it. And like, oh, and all of these are just places in my energetic body and my wisdom and the emotional body that are resonating. And I feel that we are so in a time of intense energy and unbalance, and like the mind is like yes, and the emotional body, the heart is not up to par. It's not, we're just off balance in our energetic sphere, our own vessels, and I don't know, and I completely will surrender to the fact that I don't know what is going to happen in Egypt. I have a good intuitive feeling that magic is going to happen, and I cannot describe what magic, because I don't know, but as we talk about this, is like, then we hear this other video of Matthias's actual the journey to remembering, right? And I'm like, oh, remember yourself. So this is all in the consciousness of opening, because there is a telepathic communication in the consciousness, and we are not aware of it but it's in the emotional body, it's in the heart. It's like when you listen from within, without the mind and like trying to understand, that's when you allow to receive. So I don't know, but I do feel something magical gonna happen, and that's why we're like, hey, who else is feeling this call? Join in on us. And I would love to be able to first time kind of document this process so that we can help others how to tap into that emotional body, start to listen deeper and softer, and allow this conscious connection, this heart wisdom to come in and to unite us all, and to soften the external chatter, and to allow this beautiful internal peace to start to flow through us as a collective, as a planet, as a species, so.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you. I want to bring up and talk about how this of the Egypt retreat came to me, because I know it came to you too, sister, and
Mhm.
it's so amazing how a lot of different facets of this journey are similar,
Right.
are called similar and around the same time too. But yeah, here I've always felt called to go to Egypt. I always had this desire, and I couldn't really explain it. I just felt, I feel like I'm a child of the world, but that particular place is just so special to me, as it is to a lot of people. And a lot of, they've said a lot of light workers have been called to go there. I feel like just all souls who really are listening to themselves have
Mhm.
heard that call. And it got stronger and stronger over the years when I just started to really do the work with myself. And so last year, um, I remember saying, I'm going to go to Egypt. And we know that anything that comes after I am is super powerful. And
Mhm.
no, sister, just a few days, I got a call. You want to
Yep.
go to Egypt? I was like, yes, let's go. It's on. And I didn't hesitate, was on my way. And when I got there, it seemed that everywhere I went on my journey, and I went with a just a flow, you know,
Mhm.
feel like take control and say, I want to see this, I want to do this. I just said, I'm gonna go with the flow. And I'm so glad that I did. As I did that, it was like almost like angels would just appear. And I remember being at the pyramids for my very first time. And my guide happened to be this really, really special man whose ancestors are buried right there on the ground. Well, and he was so, so animated, so Egyptian, and his stories were super cool. And at that time, I wasn't really hosting meditations. We're doing, like, hosting breath work and stuff like that on this massive level. But he looked at me and he goes, whenever you want to host a group meditation here at the pyramids, let me know. And I was just like,
What?
okay, like, where is this coming from? And then along, he's like, I want to introduce you to this other person and this other. And I met this, a lot of different people who were just supportive and helpful. And you could tell it was from the heart, you know. So going through the journey, it was absolutely magical. Did a meditation in the pyramids. When I got there, I was so lucky because, as you know, around the spring equinox, it's a busy time of year. A lot of brilliant minds are called to go. You have Billy Carson, Robert Edward Grant, a lot of beautiful minds, are called there to do special work similar to ours. And but when I got there, it was empty. I mean, if you take a look at my photos and videos, you're just like, what? How were you able to do this? This time around, we're actually going to rent the pyramids, which is super cool. But I didn't even have to do that at the time. I remember going in and sitting down and doing a meditation inside and having that moment for me, and going to the Sphinx. And then as I was leaving, a swarm of people came in, and I just remember feeling so grateful that it just all worked out, as it does. Um, but the purpose, my intention for doing this retreat in Egypt is to give that gift that I received to
Mhm.
others, because it
Right.
was so powerful. And in this lifetime, I feel like I've lived 1,000 lifetimes, but I'm sure you could say,
Yeah.
but this was definitely, and I've been all over the world, this is definitely one of my favorite places, and powerful places. And I want to give this gift to others, and walk through these sacred lands, and visit this ancient sacred lands, this technology that they had, which, now, more information is coming out about what the pyramids were really for. We've always been led to believe that ancient Egypt, or Kemet, as it was really called, it was a more primitive society than ours. I just believe that archaeologists and historians just looking for us in the past, and that's something we just can't do. They were different. They were definitely super advanced, with advanced technology. And I don't mean like flying cars or fancy hair tools.
They had technology that taps into the conscious connection. Actually, that video, the interview of why the Atlantean constructed the pyramid is just to tap in, to open up and actually receive the conscious connection, which is amazing. I feel
Yeah.
like that once you get outside of yourself, especially now, there is this opening wanting to happen. And the video you just sent me was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I was just talking about that. Mother Earth is a living, breathing being. She gave birth and life to all of us. And people, we just kind of forget to look at her like that. Like, yeah, she's our mother, and that makes us brothers and sisters. That's
Oh,
not about me or I, or how much more can I get and how can I just utilize the world and people for me. No, because that's never going to be fulfilling. And everybody, you can't be told that. Unfortunately, people have to go the long route to experience it. That ultimately it's a dead end. But you know what I mean? Hopefully, maybe with the tools of the history of what happened before and the technology of in the science of reflected reality, that maybe we can try to shortcut this video game,
yeah.
because otherwise it's going to have the same ending as it has before. And that is not the kind of outcome we want to do. It's time for us to level up. And our beloved Mother Earth is wanting to transcend her energy and our energies into a more light space, the 5D, and so it's time for us to level up as humans and as loving, like her little vessels of her little antennas. It's time for us to let go of the shit that holds us stagnant. It holds us from evolving. And it's beautiful that we have loyalty to the old school programming, yet it is stifling our evolution. So it's like time to stop being dial-up computers and reboot into a new era and a new age, which is to open up into full potential. And I believe that Egypt has some keys. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful places on this earth that are, that have untapped knowledge that we are just like, we don't know what we don't know. So like, I feel that this could be a beautiful journey for not only us, but for us to document and interview and take, take delicate, detailed, of what our journey looks like and maybe what magical experiences we end up with, and be able to share that. And like you said, in order to share your gifts and share your experiences and what brings more peace to your heart, and to your mind, to our mind, in this time, be able to share that with our brothers and sisters, because I am you and you are me, and we are, and so, and it's like, it's such a beautiful place to be, that, and it's like, it's easier, you can't say it, you can't share it like that. It's the integration that happens when the knowledge and the wisdom combine quantumously inside our vessels. So it's like, then it's like, oh, wow, that's nice. That's a great feeling. I want more of that. Yeah.
Exactly.
And I want to share it. I love that feeling, and I want to share it,
It's all about that. It's all about sharing it. That's where the love comes, the ultimate love. Yeah. And we've gone so far from who we are, right?
Mhm.
This is about remembering who we are.
Where we
But
come from. Yeah.
not our fault. We were born into this world, into these
Right.
societies that are, the way they are. And we've been
Yeah.
programmed, we have. But now with today's technology, with all the information that's available to us,
Mhm.
ignorance is a choice. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
was going to say, it's not our fault, yet we are responsible for the choices we make here on out. I mean, there is, ignorance is bliss, whatever, but you know what? You can't keep blaming circumstance, and you can't keep blaming the world around you. And that just is like a stifling, it's just like a restriction in your heart and in your body. And it just perpetuates, and it's like, okay, but it's cool. I can't, you can't help anyone until they help themselves.
100%.
That's just it. I mean, we can all be all day, like, but then we're just focusing on trying to help you to avoid my own problems. And that is another, I've done it all, man. I've done it all. I've been like, yeah, let me help you. So I just don't have to focus on me. Yeah. I've been there, done that. And I, just it's equal energy exchange. It's like, hey, let me help myself to help you. Let me fill up my cup before I can help you. And let's evolve. Let's keep growing together, because that's what feels amazing.
Absolutely. I mean, before we can help others, we really truly have to help ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm one of
Everything
the biggest.
else is a Band-Aid.
Huh?
Everything else is just a mask of a Band-Aid, like, yeah.
Exactly. We got to do the work. And you know what? When I was raised, I was never taught about my own innate superhuman powers, my breath, working with my breath, working with visualization, with meditation. But yet when I was younger, I kind of knew those things and was doing it without knowing what it really was, because I had that information within me.
Right.
And then I went through life, that kind of got lost because it's not popular. It's not something we're
and then they put labels on it too. Like, this is how you got to do that. This is how it was. And it's just people sharing their information with what works for them. And that's a great, thank you. And also, it's not got to be one way. Everyone's opening is different for their own individual story,
Exactly. But working with these superpowers on the sacred lands. So using, I believe the human technology is the most sophisticated technology. We just have so much range, so many capabilities, we can, so many. And
it's a reflection of the universe, right?
That's
what they say.
Yeah, exactly. And working with our superpowers, our technology, with the technology that the universe, not that it's separate because everything's all connected, but just think about it, using both of these intelligences, the intelligence of the universe, of the lands, of the medicine that the lands offer us, Pachamama, the medicine we have within us, the tools we have within us, utilizing everything that is available to us.
555.
555.
Oh my.
Yeah, exactly. Utilizing all of these resources that are available to us at the same time during the spring equinox is incredibly powerful and magical and life-changing, transformative, all of the good. It really is. And that's what we're here for. I mean, if we're not here to grow, if we're not here to develop and transform and master ourselves, our bodies, our emotions, our energies, our minds, our lives, our relationships, our careers, fine, all of it, which it all starts from within. Big lesson I learned. If we're not here to do all of that, what are we here for?
Some people just want to, enjoy the ride, and the ignorance is bliss, and that's cool. But I mean, in this time, you've got to still own that,
Yeah.
I mean, there's all these different puzzle pieces, and people. That's why, I was like, I definitely feel that this is a call, a light worker call, like for people that want it. I don't know, it's just a feeling, that this is like, and not everybody's there. So it's like, everyone's maybe on different pages of the story, not the same story, but you know what I mean? Some people are just starting their journey and they're like, don't burst my bubble with the ending. I was like, all right, valid, okay, right? This makes sense. Don't tell me the ending, but you know what? Okay, all right, I'm not going to tell you the ending of your story, but how about here's just a cheat book, okay? It's like, because as you're stagnant, you're outdated, stagnant, and blaming and shaming everybody around you, is not really helping the planet level up. And we are going through, whether you like it or not, you feel something. You can't not feel something inside you. Something is going on. There is a massive energetic shift happening, and whether you like it or not. So you can stay in your bubble of my pace, but just know that there is things happening outside of your bubble.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's on their own journey. I do understand. It's not really a race, but there are people who are doing more of the work than people that aren't, and there are people who are doing no work. And I used to be one of those. And
Mhm.
life wasn't so fun when I wasn't doing any of the work. Because if you take a look at it as humans at the very basic level, what are we? We're healers, for one. We have the capability of healing ourselves and others.
Mhm.
And then we are creators, master creators. We are the ones who create this world, create our lives, create art, music,
Yeah.
sound, which is another very important tool, a great tool that we're going to be working with, and that has, changed my life once I learned how to work with it.
Mhm.
But we are creators, and that's what we're here to do. And as we do that and we do this work, we can feel the growth, we can feel the transformation, we can feel the balance and the harmony within ourselves, which reflects into our outer world.
Right.
And there are a lot of a few really, really intelligent people who are doing research and coming out with recent findings about how, of course, we know that the pyramids were never really built to be a tomb, burial site.
Yeah.
Not.
As an activator, it's an activating tool to activate your, remembering, activate the conscious connection, or
Yeah,
maybe, I don't know, that's a
people
possibility.
people can doubt that, they can question it, but you have now, with technology, we have recordings of Matthias Stefano,
Yeah.
but great guy, super super cool, but we have his recordings, right, of
Right.
his friend's journey,
And
and it's super powerful.
it's
And
totally in alignment with what the pyramid was designed for.
Mhm. And we're
So,
no different from him. We have the same capabilities to retrieve those codes, those messages. And now we're at a time where the collective consciousness is going through a huge shift, a
mhm.
huge rise and awakening. And with light just shining down all the codes, all the information, especially during the spring equinox, it's a great time, powerful time to tap in,
Right, right. Yeah,
yes.
it's a time of, you get the most out um of that activation when you surrender. Surrender who you think you are and what you think you know, in order to transmit and receive who you really are, and full knowledge, full wisdom, the balance. So it's like, and that's our journey. A lot of mindfulness, a lot of coming back to presence and coming back to surrender in order to receive the beautiful transmission that is there. So, and then I think as we touched on earlier, um ultimately coming back to the what we're finding, that and owning it, that we are conscious creators.
Mhm.
This is science now, that we are, it's quantum physics, and this is a powerful time of shifting energies, and there are forces at hand manipulating thoughts and taking your power, siphoning your energy from you, from negative thoughts and negative vibration, and then you get, and I don't know about you, but me, I'm like, dude, why is this thought back here, in my head? That's not me. And I have to go own it, and I have to breathe and ground and get present and be like, that is done. And I'm not giving my energy to that negative vibration any longer. But it's a conscious choice I make here and now, or not. But at least I have the choice when I'm conscious of it, and it's these subtle thoughts. So if those kinds of things can be taken from us, just think that with the empowering ourselves, plugging in your full light, your full power into who you are here and now in this time as a quantum creator, boom, you know what I mean? In alignment with what you really want, which is just, I mean, if we all get to it, we all want similar things. We all want to belong. We all want to feel safe. We all want a beautiful, loving connection to ourselves, to the people around us, to earth, to all that is. I mean, if you think about it, all the details, but at the core, I believe we all want a lot of the same things. So what if we consciously plug that in together as a unit, as a family? Wow. Think of how much of a difference we could help our beloved Mother Earth do and transcend, you know?
And each other.
Amen. Like, yeah, exactly. You know, because it's just like me plugging in my light inspires you to plug in yours. And then we keep shining together as this beautiful, bright light of just, you know? So I don't know about you, but like, I'm down for that, you know?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
down for that.
Yeah, everything else is fear. When it comes down to it, there's only fear and love, you know, and the choice is ours, which direction we want to focus our energy towards.
Absolutely. It's becoming conscious, it's becoming aware. That's again part of doing the work and listening to ourselves, listening to our bodies, listening to our souls. And how can we do that? How can we tap into the most powerful energies are the subtle ones, right? You know, everybody's always like, bam, bam, I want to do this adventure. Oh, you know, explore this. But the most powerful explorations, and yes, we're going to be doing that, jumping around Egypt too. But the most powerful explorations I found are the explorations within my own heart, within my own mind, within my own body. There's just so much information stored in there, so much wisdom, love, that, you know, we're the ultimate resource, you know.
Yeah.
So yes, it's going to be a fun adventure to tap into these sacred lands and that powerful ancient technology, but using what we have in ourselves in combination with that is definitely going to bring magic.
Yeah, we are the magic. It's just unlocking it, right? And remembering.
Yes, and doing it all together with amazing team. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know. I'm so grateful. And it's like so amazing to watch how just the universe is like just unfolding for each individual person as they are like open to like the flow of what this magical experience is gonna bring. They're all just, everyone's just beautiful to watch. My own, and then, you know, my brothers and sisters, like you guys having, and it's like, oh yeah, me too. Whoa, me too. That's nice. I can't wait for more
Effort. I love it when you sing.
Well, I mean, I'm glad you like them. Everyone's gonna keep you accountable, because there'll be a lot of that happening on our journey. All of us singing together, unlocking our voices, stepping into our essence.
Sorry.
No worries.
This was Valentine's.
Oh, this is family.
Love you. Should have locked the door.
He ran straight to your room.
Look, he knows.
He's feeling the vibes. He's like, I want to be with Auntie Vida's vibes.
He is definitely
He's remembering, and I still remember.
I remember Auntie Vida.
That's a vibration right now. That's a vibe. Yeah.
He's like, I want to feel what's going on in there.
Yeah, that's an alignment with my remembering. I'm still connected. Well, I love you, sis. I think that, like, what else do you think? I don't know. Like,
so much. Yeah. So much. Like, I'm telling you, I read something the other day, and I don't want to butcher it, but you know, it's something we all know, we've all heard, but it's like when you know, you're dealing with tough, challenging times, but you keep that, you know, the faith in your heart, and don't let it get to you. Stay strong, and you let go and surrender and let go of what's not serving you anymore. You know, it's amazing how God, source, universe will put what you really need right there in front of you. So, and that's kind of what you know, I remember leaving Bali, going to San Diego, and I met you, sister, in San Francisco, and then you went on your journey too to South America, and I had no idea you moved to San Diego. And I get there and you call me, you're like, I'm 15 minutes away. Like, literally, how does that?
Well, I'm not really in San Diego. I'm in Oceanside. I'm like, well, I mean, me too. Like, what?
Yeah, Oceanside. Oceanside's not in San Diego? Oops.
Well, I mean, it is, but it's northern San Diego. It's like 45 minutes from downtown. So that's no, you know what I mean? But I mean, yeah, it's kind of, when you're like not wanting to drive traffic, it's a whole nother world, you know?
That's how I just feel so blessed and so grateful to be working with you on this trip, on this journey, because, I feel you. I know your intentions. I know your heart. And just as you mentioned, like, this isn't I'm not money driven, that's there. It's all there.
Yeah.
But for, what we're doing, I feel like this is our dharma, mine and yours, and we're fulfilling it together. And I'm just so grateful. So I just want to say thank you.
Oh, me too. I'm so grateful for you too. Especially like you said, it's like the universe puts people in your path. And I mean, both of us are kind of going through this place of like, hey, I want to be able to be vulnerable and but sometimes like not everybody's there and people are going through their own crap. And when you're uber sensitive and empathetic, then, you're like, wait, like, and then here you are, and I'm all, yay, I get to have like somebody that I can trust and I resonate with and I learn from, and she's inspiring and helped me like in a lot of ways. And so I'm super grateful for you. And this trip is not about money. And here's the thing is like what I keep is money is like in our energy of what we put into things. And I think that it's gotten so convoluted or what's the word I'm looking for? Just I guess tainted. And that's why some people are like, have a bad connotation with money. Money is just energy. It's like the outcome of you putting your energy towards something. So I would love to bring that type of mindfulness and maybe a new perspective of, equal energy exchange, a law of reciprocity, it's like the universal law of reciprocity. You put, and for every action is equal and opposite reaction, instead of like, I want, and it's like, that's why it's become a lot of me, and I, but there's like, you see at the end of that, I've just watched so many people like, oh, I got all the money, but I'm super lonely because people have to think it's me about me, and and it's like, wow, it's an unfortunate, lonely avenue to think about. And I just hope that in time and inshallah, we can change that kind of perspective and that kind of outcome, and come back to more like, there's plenty of abundance in the world for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. There's enough for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Yeah, right. And it feels so good to share. That's why when you come back to the heart, you just want to share your love. You want to, I don't know. That's what I love. And I'm so grateful for you because we both are that same kind of heart intention, heart focus, because we know what ultimately is the most fulfilling. And that's family and love. And I am you and you are me. And I want to do unto you as I want done to me. And these are the golden rules of, all of the enlightened ones. And it's not, their stories are different, but those golden rules stay the same, which is the universal law. So
universal law, and big believer in that. And in preparing for this journey, I've been reading the can you say?
Oh, nice.
Yes, the 7 Hermetic Principles, and there's just so much wisdom and knowledge, and it just makes sense. It just makes sense, And I've always felt this, but this is the first time really picking up and reading. And but this, as I read it, I feel like this is already within me. Like I know. I'm like, I know that. I knew that too. That makes sense.
You're remembering.
Remember.
Nice. Well, I love you. Anything else we want to cover? Or
what do you think? Anything else? You think?
Pretty complete. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you think we did good? We did good?
I think we did great. I mean, there is in that whole like law of reciprocity and whatever thing, I think that there's a new era coming. I wanted to talk about social impact investing. You know what I mean? I think that some people have spent a long time like really building their empire, and some people feel the call that maybe this is the time to, what can I do and how can I serve humanity and how can I serve the planet and how can I give back, and that's kind of where I am, like and maybe where you are, and I feel like me serving and me contributing my gifts is my deep heart and my years of whatever, right? And it's like the place where I can be a channel and I can be a vessel and I can be a mirror for whatever wants to come through me and reflect from me and all that place and hold the space. And I think everybody has a place and in a part to play. So it's like, what is your part and how can you plug in? Like, or if people are ready, if you're ready to, stop focus on the me and the I, and you're ready to be a part of the bigger picture of the we and the us, then what does that look like? And you know what I mean? And if you have the means to give to social impact investing or whatever your gifts that like, you're like, hey, this resonates with me. And I want to, how can I, you know what I mean? Like this resonates with me. I like, maybe not everything, but some of it or whatever. It's like, and this is what I've been thinking about. This is the new consciousness that's coming through me. And like, whoa, then yes, that's part of the conscious connection. And that's part of the heart connection, the heart tribe. And so just wanted to invite people that feel something to join, to communicate, to reach out and say hi and share with us,
Absolutely. Those who are interested in the social impact aspect of things.
Yeah, there's like social impact investing or just even any kind of evolutionary or new way or whatever's calling. If people feel that they resonate with something, a part of what our mission is or what inspires us and where our heart is, there's something more in them. They're like, hey, I've been waiting for something. I've talked to a lot of people lately that have been kind of on the sideline in a transitional phase of their life, and I'm like, dude, well, what is it you want to do? Like, what is kind of inspired that you're, out of the matrix, it's out of like what you've been conditioned to do or programmed that this is what you should be doing or should not be doing, right? And it's like, hey, this is kind of a new avenue that I've been feeling, and I'm not sure what it looks like, but it's kind of, I'm getting a feeling, a sensing of it, and I want to explore further. Well, that's where, we can be the loving reflection for you to help further your inspiration and your vision for a new era, a new dawn. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would be interested. They just have to know that the opportunity is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just providing like, coming up with like a lot of different structures, trying to create the puzzle for people to fit their pieces in like, hey, but I don't know what your piece looks like. So it's a little bit like, hey, there's so much new age thinking and a new way that we can evolve together as family, as a planetary family, you know what I mean? A conscious connection. And I don't know exactly what everybody's piece looks like. I just know that I'm a connector and I like to help and open that space for people to plug in there. And it's from a heart feeling, you know what I mean? It's not overthinking. It's just a flow. That's from my perspective. For me, it's been a flow.
Yeah, absolutely. When I was younger, I would always think philosophically. And one thing that I thought about, I was like, God, there's something called like being selfishly selfless or selfless selfish, and it's kind of like through giving you feel so good, so
but not over giving, not like giving too much of yourself.
No, not to where
it's codependent.
Yeah, no, not like that, but to where you're serving, you're doing your part, and it's definitely help yourself and make sure that you're good. We got to do that before we try to reach outside, for sure, because we can give our most to others once we're taken care of. And that was actually one of my biggest motivations for my healing journey. I remember starting my healing journey and saying, my intention is to heal my family, my friends, and the world.
Yeah. But not much, just,
not much. That's
a small part to play.
Small part, I can get that done soon. No, but I realized I said, yeah, I got to start with me. And I remember this one shaman I worked with, Annabelle, beautiful goddess. She hugged me after a 5-MeO ceremony, my first one actually. And she gave me the biggest, sweetest hug, beautiful woman. And she said, don't forget about you, you know, beautiful. And we all want to do the same thing. And I'm sure we all have the same story, you know, we're really not different. I'm sure a lot of people can say, hey, I feel like that, or I've, you know, gone through that before. It's really powerful. It's truly powerful. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, you know, with all that's happening in the world today, there's a lot going on. A lot everywhere, all over the world. We're really
Especially even under the surface too, you know, there's surface and then there's under the surface.
exactly. And with all that's going on all over the world, now more than ever, we need to take the time to do the work, to go into ourselves, to build our defenses, to become as powerful as we can within ourselves.